Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to AnimeChan. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I recently finished watching Robin's backstory, so episode 275 to 278, and at the end of it, I did write some notes on my Google Doc. You guys know my Google Doc. But I didn't want to do like a review video. I thought it would be fun to maybe do a little live stream because there were some things that I thought that I'd want to bring up where I wanted to talk about it and hear other people's opinions. One thing, for example, I'm not going to talk about it immediately. We'll talk about it at the end. I want to read through my notes first. But I want to talk about maybe Robin's mother, because I saw some people saying like, and I knew actually even before I saw a couple of people mentioning it, I knew people were going to argue about whether or not she's a good mother. So we can talk about that later. I'm also going to be answering a couple of questions from people in the chat. My mods are ready to delete any too suggestive questions. So I don't even know if we'll get to good questions, because I know how difficult it is to ask a question of someone that is only where I am at. So we'll see how we do with that. And then at the very end of the stream, I just quickly want to talk about the things I've been spoiled on. You guys know up to this point, I've always mentioned when I was spoiled on something, usually when I get there. Usually, like with the whole Robin thing, I wasn't sure if Miss All Sunday was Robin, because I had seen an image of Robin, but it was the whole that gif of her crying, which was actually in these batch of episodes that I'm going to talk about today. I didn't know if that was the same person, so I was never sure. But then the way when people went about defending her character when she was still Miss All Sunday villain, I was just, oh, okay, so it has to be Robin, because like it's not a big spoiler or anything, but I did tell you guys, okay, I know, because you wouldn't defend someone like this if they weren't, you know, a main character, or if they didn't have some kind of redemption arc later or whatever. So, in every case that I've been spoiled before, I've talked about it, and I will continue to do that. But today I just wanted to give you guys a recap of things that I've been spoiled upon at this point, so that you know, and you're not excited to get there, even though I don't know how things happen. If it's an event, I will tell you. Okay, so anyway, I'm rambling. Let's just start with my notes. Matthew just shared the link if you guys want to read along. It's on page 55 of 61. So let's just talk about episode 275, Robin's Past, the girl who was called a demon. Really interesting quote. You said O'Hara was wiped off the map. Can you see humans on a map? Because you guys see the world that way. And then it goes over an image, the text, the flag, that government flag is in the background. So by you guys, because you guys see the world that way, the world government, people like Spandam, you can do such a cruel thing, because to them, she feels like they didn't look at them as individuals. The whole island was just wiped off. They didn't think about the people. It was just this island, these people know too much. It was like just wiping a part of the map clean, but you can't see people on a map. Okay. So I wrote, I didn't understand this the first time I heard it. I think the Kiss anime subs were slightly different, and I went to Crunchyroll to read it again. I'm not sure if it was worded better, or maybe just reading it again helped me to understand it better. Plus, having watched up to 278, it really puts Robin's words into perspective. The world government, you guys, seems to be a big problem, to put it lightly. It's as if they have let their ideals and their false sense of justice turn them into the very thing that they say they want to protect the world from. Hello? Dangerous weapons that can... Yeah, be careful, because you're going to watch this and I want you to be spoiled. So maybe... Okay, well, it's fine.
Is that thing finished?
Yeah, it is. You can get it. It's as if they have let their ideals and their false sense of justice turn them into the very thing that they say they want to protect the world from. dangerous weapons that can annihilate people. And what did they do to the village of Ohara? Justice my ass. Because if you think about it, like, they're talking about this weapon that can destroy the world, that, like, these people were just learning about these words and they might be able to revive this mystery weapon that could maybe be used to annihilate the world. But they, in like 5 minutes, annihilated an entire island. So, like, you see what I mean with they've turned into what they say they want to protect others from. And then there's just a little note here. The flashback took place 20 years ago in West Blue. So here's something that I've wanted to do now. Where's my pen? I dropped it somewhere. Oh, crap. Uncle, do you have a pen there? Can I have it? So, I've wanted to do this for a while, but I probably won't do it now because it's going to take too much time. But I'm going to make a note to do it. I want to make like a little timeline. Like, we start the story with Luffy in the barrel, but we quickly get his flashback. So I would start with the flashback where we see him with Shanks and him getting his devil fruit power, and then X amount of years later he jumps into his little dinghy and then the barrel, and then he meets Kobe and da 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 da. So I kind of really want to make a timeline like that, because especially considering this void history and then this flashback taking place 20 years ago in West Blue, like, it would be cool to see what happened around which time. And also I think that would help me keep track of, like, how long have we been with Luffy and them, because we had that whole discussion the other day about has it been 8 months or a month and 4 weeks. I don't know. I'm still not sure. People still comment different things, and I haven't counted who says the most what, but it's not like what is said the most is going to be the most right. That's not necessarily true. I really don't know how to figure that out. So apparently telling me would be spoiler, but I don't really understand why. I've heard about the whole moon phases thing. Like, I remember when, I think it was just before Arabasta, Sanji was outside and there was a lot of focus on the moon, and I remember saying that could help us, like, see how long it is from now till another part. But apparently that could help us figure out all the time from the start to now. I don't know. The better is how you feel about the how many days have passed. No, but I don't want to say how long it feels to me. I want to know how long has it been, because that changes a lot in my opinion. Not changes a lot, but it makes a big difference. Manga timeline was flashback first after all. Yes. What is the L arc? Eni's lobby? Oh, we have dates of Luffy's departure and the end of the EL arc. Okay, so then at the end of the arc, can you tell me? Hopefully. Okay, so the mystery of void history. 100 years of the past. No recorded history of that time as far as I could tell from the info in 276 to 278. It has been 800 years since then. Somewhere he says 800 years. 800 years ago was when the law was set in motion that no one is allowed to research this, because that is at the same time that the world government was established. We didn't find this out in 275, but we found it out somewhere from 275 to 278, which I watched together. This makes me think of another anime, Astra Lost in Space, also called Kanata no Astra. There is a heavy emphasis on, spoiler alert, I will put my hand down when I stop reading the spoiler. So Kanata no Astra has a heavy emphasis on conspiracies, political and post-apocalyptic themes, which I found very interesting because it was the first time that I really watched and was interested in something like that. I wonder if this could be something similar as to what happened to Astra. I mean, like, what happened in Astra was, I don't know if I would be able to explain it, but the whole Earth migrated from one planet to another, and then they didn't want people to know for some reason and something. Sorry, I'm very shit at explaining this. So yeah, it could be like a whole post-apocalyptic thing. I don't know. I've heard that theory. Apparently, someone said like because of the weapons and stuff, it seems like there's better weapons that there could be for that time, but I don't know. Also, I wonder about the history from before the 100 years they knew nothing of, or they know nothing of. So where does the void begin? I mean, what do they know about what was going on in the world right before it started? You know what I'm saying? Like there's 100 years gap, but before that 100 years gap, I'm interested in that history. Like what was the world like then? So, because it's not like huge technological advancements were going to be made in just those 100 years. I don't know. This is very confusing. I'm still very in the dark about this. Okay. So this guy, this giant, his name is Soul Jaguar D. So no, Jaguar D Soul. Sorry, I started reading there. My name is Soul Jaguar D Soul. And I wrote, he has the D, and he said that everyone in my family has it in their name. And I wrote down, so Soul was related to Luffy or to his family somehow. And by family, that doesn't necessarily mean blood related. Like, it could be a crew and they established their own little family. Like, let's say a lot of people look at Luffy's crew as like their own little family, right? It could be something like that. It could be like a, you know, we know from One Piece that it's not all about blood relations. There's more to that in family. So when he says family, it might not be blood relations, but in some way, everyone with the D is in some way related. Not necessarily blood related, but how are they related, you know? How are they interlinked? 10 months and 20 days between the two dates I mentioned, Katie. Okay. How did you get the dates? Note, Soul said there are peaceful giant tribes too, not just the Elbaf tribe. So that's interesting for me because I assumed like the Elbaf tribe was the only giants that existed. And this is just a nice quote from Jaguar D Soul. Laughter is the key to happiness. Homie says the Industrial Revolution starting in the 19th century took place within 100 years. But that's not really what I meant. Like, I'm talking about huge, like in 100 years, it's not like, because once again, homie, do you watch One Piece? Do you understand like what I'm even talking about? Please, I've mentioned this before, but if you haven't watched the story, don't add in stuff because you don't really know how it's what the context is. Like there's 100 years that is void, and there's all the years before, they know that history, and then we know the 800 years history here. But what happened in those 100 years? Like when I was talking about, okay, it's going to be spoilers again because I was referencing Kanata no Astra. It's not the same as there because they had to reset the whole of like humanity. And it's not about, I don't think it's just about the, how do I say, like there wasn't a giant bomb that wiped out all people and society had to start from scratch. Like that's like long time shit, and they had to start from cavemen again. That's what I'm trying to say. It's too difficult to explain it to someone that is you haven't watched One Piece. You don't really know what the void say. Like I don't even know what it is yet. I'm trying to figure it out, so it's really difficult to answer and talk to someone that has even less One Piece background knowledge than me. It's just confusing. So please leave it out of the notes and stuff now, because that's just going to confuse me more. And I'm trying to figure shit out. Episode 276, the fated parent and child. The mother's name is Olvia. So let's talk about that now. I can actually have a question for you guys. What do you think about Robin's mother? Would you call her a good or a bad mother? Any ideas of how a giant and a human can be a D? Well, like I said, it's not necessarily, I don't see them as necessarily having to be family related, like blood related. So it could be that they have some kind of other, like a different kind of family, like I don't know, like Luffy and them are a family. But I also don't think that they can't be blood related, because I've watched fucking Harry Potter. Hagrid was a half giant, so I don't know how things work, so I don't know. Okay, Soto says, for me, she's a good mother. I really like her. Mina says, I liked her a lot. Robin's mom is loving, but not a good mother. She's a good mother. She tried to protect Robin like Nami's mother tried to protect her. I think she loved Robin the way she wanted to avoid branding her daughter as a criminal was enough for me. I reserve judgment otherwise. Because I've seen people, I've seen a couple of comments from people saying that she was a bad mother for leaving her child and like not just putting her work first, in a sense that she sees her daughter less, but in a sense that she didn't see her daughter at all, and she left her daughter with her brother to take care of, and she probably knew the brother's wife at that point and stuff like that. Like it's different for people. Like, you might consider her a good person but not a good mother. You might say she didn't have another choice. But it's very obvious. I haven't said my answer yet, but I'm just saying what I've seen other people say. Nichua says, I don't think she's a bad person, but I think when you commit to having a child, your own desires should come second to your child's. I don't think she did anything wrong during the incident, but I think leaving when Robin was 2 makes her a bad mother. She cut ties with Robin because she was doing dangerous research, so a good mother, but at the same time, she was not a mother to Robin, if that makes sense. So a good person, but not a good mother. That's what it comes down to when I hear people talk about her motherness, because it's true. That's why she couldn't even meet Robin at that point, because she said she wasn't there for Robin. So leaving your child to pursue your dream is not good parenting, like Ging from Hunter x Hunter. Isn't it more normal in Japan for parents to be away from home with work, in anime at least? But there's a difference between going away for work a lot and then leaving your child alone indefinitely, especially at such a young age. She herself feeling like she didn't deserve to be Robin's mother broke my heart. She left her daughter to save her like Robin left the Straw Hats. What about Usopp's dad? Oh, that's interesting. That's another, because it is true. Usopp loves his dad and he is inspired by his dad, even as a result of his life. He didn't have, even his mom eventually passed away. And he was left to take care of himself. But at least in that case, the townspeople seemed nice. And they looked like they were taking care of each other. And Usopp looked like he was taken care of. Whereas with Robin, she was left with this freaking terrible aunt. I don't know. It's a very difficult thing. For me, she could have been, like, we don't know if the mother planned to have Robin. But in my opinion, she should not, if if she was an accident, that's a different thing. But in my opinion, she shouldn't have planned to have a kid if she knew she would put her research first in such a way, you know, by leaving. So for me, the planning part, but I don't know. It's too difficult. Like, I don't know if she planned to have Robin or not, because I agree. If you plan to have a child, you can't then leave the child. You know? I think that is mean. Sad, actually. Not mean, but sad. Why? But on the other hand, I feel like her mother set a very good example for her and probably trusted her research partners enough to take care of Robin, which they did. I just wish she had left the freaking Robin with those people instead of her freaking aunt. But at the end of the day, despite her maybe not being the best mother, I feel like she was a good person. And she did leave Robin with a good last impression. She showed Robin how important, like she gave Robin a very, very good lesson. You know what I'm saying? Hanku?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I'm going out.
Okay. And I think at least she was aware of the fact that, you know, she wasn't there for Robin. So for me, that makes a huge difference. Like, regretting, she didn't have her mission in life is a big one, an important one, okay? Nothing is supposed to be more important than our children, but in this case, maybe she saw it was not only for her own daughter, but for the people of the world. It was a huge thing, and she wanted to be a part of it. And I feel like through doing that, she did inspire Robin and leave her with a very good, like, life lesson. So in that sense, she was a good mother, but not the best. Are you gonna go now, or are you gonna sleep?
I'm gonna lie down.
Okay. The next, we just need to finish the next video by. Are you gonna upload it, by the way?
It's still exporting.
Okay, but are you gonna upload it to YouTube with data, or should we wait until tomorrow?
It's only halfway. When do you wanna?
I'm gonna post it tonight if possible.
Okay.
How many gig is it?
3 point something.
How much is that gonna cost?
A lot.
Okay, then we'll wait until
But
tomorrow.
it'll upload quickly when you finish.
Okay. I don't know. I'll make a plan.
Let me show you.
About the dates, the point is that those dates are given by Oda, but not directly in the manga. One from the SBS and another one in a paramedia, still from Oda. Oh, well, that's fine. If I at the end of the Ennis Lobby arc, if he gave those 2 dates, then I want to know them too. So, my parents lived to work in Cyprus when I was 12, I think. So I know what an impact this can have for a child. But at the same time, it helped me to grow up more independent, even if I missed them. So I don't think leaving made them bad parents. I think reasons matter in these situations. Yeah, no, definitely. I think also, like I said, she's not a bad mother, but she's not the best. Like, it also depends on your definition of a mother. You know, like, some people see a mother as someone that is there for their child. But those times are also different. They didn't have phones to call. She couldn't write letters. That would be too dangerous. So it was, but you know, for me, she loved her daughter. And in the end, her daughter knew it. And that to me is what's important.
Okay.
Okay, it's fine. I'll upload it afterwards.
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay. Okay.
Otherwise, just call me.
Usopp's mother and Nami's stepmom are good moms. They were torn away from their children. Robin's mom may have inspired Robin, but Robin just tried to be like her mom, to be with her. Yeah. Yeah, it all depends on your idea of what a mother should be. And, you know, Robin had a shit life. So I wouldn't judge anyone for thinking that she wasn't a good mom. But she loved Robin at the end. At the end of the day, she loved Robin, and Robin, at least she knew that, you know? So difficult. There's no right answer here. We're not trying to figure out a right answer. I just thought this was a very interesting topic. Velamir was a fucking amazing mother. Yes, she was. Velamir is the definition of a great mother. Robin's mother is a good person, and she loved her daughter, but she wasn't, I wouldn't say call her. The thing is, she didn't have a lot of time to be a mother. And maybe that's not entirely her fault. She had this huge responsibility. And like I said, maybe Robin wasn't planned. If Robin was planned, I feel like, wow, you would have I feel like she couldn't have been planned, because why would you have a child just to leave her? So probably she was she was born and they didn't mean for it to happen. But then they couldn't tear themselves away from their life's mission. So to be honest, she wasn't much of a mother, but at least she loved her daughter. And therefore, I wouldn't call her a bad mother, but she definitely wasn't a mother for very long, if you understand what I mean. But she was a good person. So you know. Robin's mom is the first blood-related parent we have seen that gave a shit about their kid, right? No. I feel like Usopp's mother gave a shit. She couldn't help dying, I think. And Yasop, as far as I'm aware, he loved Usopp, and he talked about, remember in the manga, Luffy said, you've told me about him all the time. Like, Yasop always talks about Usopp. He always talks about his son. And I think he loves him, but once again, not much of a dad. And yeah. And to be honest, at least Usopp was with his mom. And if my dad, let's be honest, if my dad's dream was to be a TV presenter that flies all around the world, I wouldn't want him to give up that dream for me. You know? But it's so different back then, because they didn't, like, at least my dad would be able to call me, we could Skype. But as a young child, you can't argue that way. You don't know. You don't understand it yet. Like, Robin just wanted to be with her mom, and she wanted her mom to be with her. She doesn't understand. But I feel like Robin now understands. I don't think she resents her mom, at least. At all. And that's, even after everything she's been through, she has every right to resent her mother. But she doesn't, and that's pretty amazing. Vivi and her dad too. Yes. Are we talking for 20 minutes now about the first page of the notes? This is going to be a little longer than 40 minutes. No, but there isn't a lot of notes. It's just, there's a couple of pages. Most of them are pictures. So, we'll be fine. But now that you mention it, let's go. Okay, tragedy of Ohara, fear of Buster Call. This guy just said there's a piece of information that only she knows. That's why he wanted to take Robin's mother. I'm so curious about this piece of information and whether or not it's important. He did end up leaving her behind and put his life first, but I mean, he's a Spundik. So it still might have been really important, but I doubt it was something important to the main story. It was just that he wanted to take her and then they left her behind and I don't know. Nika's mother is the first blood-related parent from the crew, isn't she? What about Usopp? You keep forgetting about... Why do people keep forgetting about Usopp's freaking mother? My freaking heart. Robin's fuzzy memories of her mother are so sweet. I'm so glad they had at least a small moment together in the end. Someone mentioned this in the comments on Patreon, but her voice actor, her kid voice actor was really, really, really good. Really good. Look at this fucking picture. It's so sweet. Well, damn, Oda, my fucking heart can only take so much. I feel like in the end, I'm just so glad that she did talk to Nami and she did acknowledge her as her daughter, because that pissed me off a little. Like, I don't care. She's gonna be known as your daughter anyway. Everyone knows, like, she knows she's your daughter. So, she was, you know, so just fucking acknowledge your daughter. I get the whole, I don't deserve it, and I don't want her to be known as a da-da-da-da-da, but this fucking village is gonna be under fire anyway. Acknowledge your damn daughter. I just wanted that, and I'm so glad we got it at the end. And I understand her feelings, but woman, this is your child. Acknowledge her. She's right there. Like, despite everything that you've gone and stuff, which is fine. You had a very important mission in life. But acknowledge her when she's right fucking there, you know? I get it though. She doesn't want that. I get it, but still. Can we consider Dr. Kureha to be Chopper's mother? I think so, but we were specifically talking about blood relations. Do you think Robin's bounty should be higher? Because it seems to be she is the last person to know how to read the poneglyph. Well, her bounty was 85 million and she didn't do shit. So, no, I don't think her bounty should be any higher. Making her bounty more is not going to make people find her quicker. And she didn't do anything to even deserve that bounty, so... The government made it clear, whoever was speaking over the Denden Mushi, that regardless of their intentions, the Ohara archaeologists, their research is dangerous because of who might get their hands on it. For example, someone like Crocodile. However, I think it's important to take note of the fact that this means they were aware that Professor Clover and all the other archaeologists that they murdered had good intentions. They didn't want to make a freaking weapon or anything, or at the very least they weren't even sure what their intentions were. They just wanted to find out. So they didn't want to revive any weapon. It's just like when Arlong was in charge at Kokoyashi village and he made a law that no one was allowed to have weapons. It wasn't about protecting the people, it was about protecting him and his rule. The government killing the archaeologists for just wanting to know something is the same thing. It's not about protecting the world, it's about protecting them. It's 100%, 150% it's about protecting them. Because you can't kill someone for doing something with that, like, oh, someone, it doesn't matter what you want to do with the research, but someone else might think, but then you protect them. Why do you want to know the past? What are you hiding? Clearly they're hiding something, like. No matter what happened in the past, if humans created history, we should accept it all. And I like that he says this. It's important to accept it all, not just hold on to it all. It's about learning from history, not staying stuck in the past. So I really love that quote from Professor Clover. So here is, I wrote down the whole theory, so let me just read through it. Are you thinking the world governments are interesting as villains? Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, I think I would call them villains because they fucking killed people that did nothing wrong, so. And you can't tell me they did do something wrong because it was against the law. Well, then that law is wrong. Why does that law exist? You can't just, you know. They can't just kill someone for going against a law that is like, that's like saying you kill someone because they stole an apple. Like, laws have to make sense also. Like, you can't you can't go against the law, but you also, the punishment for doing so must be fitting to the freaking law. You can't just, oh, you stole an apple, you stole $1 million, both of you die. That doesn't make sense. It has to make sense. Laws are in place to keep us safe. True. Should be true. That should be the truth. But this is obviously some kind of bullshit abuse of law. Why did the world government, I don't trust them. To me, right now, at this point, I don't know if it's the whole of the world government, but there are some baddies up there somewhere. And I don't trust them. But yes, very interesting. Super interesting. As a story, yes. Okay, it's been 35 minutes, so let me just rush through this last bit. It's just reading, and then I'll just tell you guys what I've been spoiled on. Okay, so Clover's theory is that the people who wrote the poneglyphs had enemies. If we assume that they were defeated by some kind of enemy and so ceased to exist, this enemy must have remained in history from that point on. Coincidentally, just when the void history ended 800 years ago, the world government was founded. If the current world government was the enemy of those who ceased to exist, one would think that the void history is an inconvenient history that was hushed up by the world government. By analyzing the ancient documents and some poneglyphs, we eventually noticed the existence of a country. What the documents brought to light was the existence of a grand kingdom. Although it seems to have boasted much power in the past, the information on this country has obsessively been erased. They probably sensed they'd be defeated by allied countries later to become the world government. They probably sensed they'd be defeated by the allied countries later to become the world government, and so inscribed all the truth on stones to pass it down to the future. It's true that the ancient weapon would threaten the world. However, isn't it actually that the world government is more threatened by people becoming aware of that kingdom's existence and ideology? We still have to analyze what the threat is, but the name of this once prosperous kingdom that holds the key to everything is ... And then he gets shot. Immediately he says eliminate him before he can say the name. And to me, that's pretty much a confession that everything that he said was the truth. He said O'Hara has come to know too much. So, yeah. Okay, I freaking loved Soul. He said if their research is so dangerous, the government should help them too. Like, you protect them. Like, clearly, if you're scared of these people uncovering this knowledge, you don't want the knowledge to come out. If you don't want the weapon to happen, then you decipher the knowledge and keep it safe. You don't destroy the knowledge in every single person that knows it. That is... So yeah, I was just like, I love Soul because he was aware. I was just looking for someone that questioned this shit. Because all the freaking Marines, they just go along with it. Pissed me off. Okay, episode 278. Say you want to live. We are Nakama. No one in the world is destined to be alone. Jaguar D Soul. That is very beautiful. And Aokiji said, I understand that justice is subjective, but a part of me... He said justice changes its form depending on the position you're in. And then I wrote, I understand that justice is subjective, but a part of me believes that if we truly want to live in a good free world, then we must agree upon what justice is. We must find a universal definition for it, but we cannot force everyone to believe it. That would be wrong too. I want to say that we must find true justice, like basic principles that are intrinsically right, but I can't know that they exist. It just feels like what the world government is doing here, at the very least, is not justice at all. So, like, ideally, there should be laws, because laws protect us, but the laws should be just. But justice is subjective, and that is the problem. The one with the most power gets to make the rules, and then those rules aren't true justice, in my opinion. But is there such a thing as true justice? Is there an intrinsic right and wrong? I don't know, and it's very difficult. Oh, lots of messages are being deleted now. Please be careful, guys. Be very careful. Once again, keep it relevant to One Piece. I don't want to talk about this shit in general because One Piece is a different world. It reflects our world, but at the same time, I don't have the time right now to have philosophical discussions about our world and what's happening in it. I at least want to keep it relevant to One Piece to some extent. It was from, this guy, Sakazuki. I have a feeling I'm really going to dislike him. Because he went even further. He didn't even, he killed hundreds of innocent people just because there might be an archaeologist stowing away on that ship. So you couldn't even, one by one, before letting the people come off, inspect them, question them. Nope, easier to just fucking blast everyone to death. Cause that's justice. I'm so sure. God, I don't know who the fuck you are, but I don't like you. I didn't even like most of those people. That whole fucking ship with all those shitty people were shitty towards Robin and called her a demon child and everything. But even I know that what you just did right there, dude, come on. It's truly disgusting. And then I remember in the video we had a discussion, I understand how difficult it is because, Katie, do you think Aokiji is a hypocrite for staying in the marine even though he saw what Sakazuki did? No, I'm still on the fence with Aokiji because sometimes if you're planning to overtake or watch, or if you disagree with an organization, sometimes the best place to be is within. And we saw that he helped Robin to go, he helped her. So he couldn't just, you can't stand up to the world by yourself. No one can do that. That's the problem. Except Luffy and them did it, but they're not alone. So I'm not saying he's not a hypocrite. I'm not saying he's good or bad. I'm still on the fence with him, but at least we saw him. He knew doing that to Robin was wrong. He maybe couldn't stop them from going and fucking up that whole... He couldn't stop this guy. He couldn't stop the defeat of that whole island. But at least I feel like he thinks and he takes his own actions. But at the same time, maybe he's in there and he's planning on... Because we saw what happened to Soul. He died. They killed him. So maybe he's planning on dismantling it from the inside. I don't know. I'm still on the fence with him. So I'm going to wait. But this guy, I don't know. I don't like him. He's terrible. Terrible, terrible. Oh, and we talked about, it definitely is, once Robin was branded this killer and everything, after that it's so difficult because if you know this kid is an assassin and they have a gun pointed at your head, and you have a gun pointed at them, you're gonna be the one that wants to shoot first. And then no one can blame you. You shot a kid assassin. It's so difficult. It's not being a child completely exempts you. You can't be bad if you're a child. I've seen some bad kids that need to be taught a lesson, But, 85, the problem is you have to treat children differently, but at the same time you have to be aware that out there in the world there are some kid assassins and shit. So I understand it's not completely different, but it's definitely, when you're dealing with a child, it's very different, At least you have to be aware of that. And then Alicitson on Discord posted this as a joke. Someone say kid assassin, Whiskey Peak foreshadowed it all. Because there was a literal kid assassin in Whiskey Peak. I forgot about that. But you can't hate him. You haven't seen his backstory yet. I don't need to know his fucking backstory to say that he's a murderer. He's a murderer. He could have cross-examined each and every one of those people on that ship before letting them off, questioned the shit out of them, but no, I'm just gonna, I know you were joking, because you typed it in those up and down texts, so that makes it clear that you were joking. Thank you for that. That helps, because tone and shit is difficult to notice on text. But I don't need to know his fucking backstory. He's a murderer. End of the damn story. And then I said, oof, haha, disgust, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's it. I think we had some good... Any quick questions, last thoughts, before I just tell you guys what I've been... You haven't finished One Piece to start hate people. That's funny. Yeah, I'm not allowed to have opinions on characters until I finish the whole damn story. Oh, but God, wait. Oda hasn't finished the story, so we must all... We're not allowed to have favorites and least favorites because Oda hasn't finished One Piece yet, so we haven't gotten all the information yet, so how can we have opinions? So I'm just saying. This is a joke, by the way. Just a Hunter x Hunter joke. Okay, so I know the end of One Piece, so I can. Okay, tell us. Anyway, okay, spoilers. Was this what you expected from Robin's backstory, or did you have different theories? I never thought about... I thought that she really did kill... I thought someone used her and killed all those ships. I thought her bounty was legit. I thought there was going to be reasons given for why she was forced to do that. Because I was like, a child didn't decide to do that. So I didn't think that it was all a lie. Who is the worst asshole? Spandam or his father? Spandam. I didn't see his dad like... Nah, his Spandam is a Spandam. I think it's great that Usopp sent his good friend Sogeking to help the Straw Hats. But yeah, further with with Robin's backstory, that's the only thing that I thought about. But it was really, honestly, gorgeously developed backstory. Yes.
I brought you this.
Oh, thanks. You're such an angel.
But it doesn't feel that hot.
No, it doesn't. Maybe I should just take it out of the thing.
Can you?
No, it's not hot at all.
Really?
Yeah, did you put just hot tap water? Yeah, because the water isn't hot anymore.
It's hot. It was hot.
Well, it wasn't hot enough. And it's dripping. Okay, but it's okay. My tummy is fine now. I can just get a pull later. Good
You
sleep.
think I can put it in the microwave?
No! No, it's rubber. Don't put it in the do not put anything in a microwave. That's not a plate. That says microwave safe.
Okay, when you need, just call me, okay? You have your phone.
Call me, beep me when you want to reach me. Okay. I think they reported ships destroyed by Soul that it was done by Robin. But they knew that it wasn't, so it was a lie. Okay, wait, what was I want to do? Okay, spoilers. Let's talk about things I've been spoiled on. I'm just gonna... Rule, do not talk about or react to what I've been spoiled on. Do not confirm or deny. If I was spoiled and actually I'm wrong, then let me not know, because that's interesting and shit. Okay, so I cry to Robin's backstory every time. Oh, that's actually something that I wanted to talk about. Let me read the comment though, because someone commented it and I replied. So let me do that. So that, and then can you rate the backstories you have seen until now? That's a good idea for my next One Piece stream. Remember I do those actual anime casts. This is more like a review on these 4 episodes. But yes, in the next One Piece... Actually, I should have revealed the spoilers in that, but I'm just going to do it now. Let me just find Patreon. One Piece. I just need to find that comment about me crying. I didn't understand the person's, but anyway. Sorry, I'm clicking read more, read more, read more. Where is it? There? Sorry for the wait. I'm looking for, there's a lot of comments on this post. I think the person deleted their own, oh, they deleted their own comment. Well, now I can't read it. Okay, but anyway, someone was talking about me not crying yet. And there's that, even though it didn't happen now, it might still happen. And then someone else said, nah, if I haven't cried now, I won't cry later. And then there was someone else that commented like, I'm trying not to cry in front of the camera. Like, they can see that I'm trying not to cry. And I'm like, no, bitch, have you seen my Dororo reactions? Have you seen my Angel Beats reactions? Have you seen my Monogatari reactions? My Attack on Titan reactions? Like, there's very specific things that end up making me cry. And usually it is when I actually figured it out. It is when all hope is fucking lost. And there is like no, I just feel like no hope. And then it's just the death of something pure and it's gone forever. Like, that to me is, especially with regards to certain situations, but I'm not going to get into it. Now, with this, I was very close to crying because of Soul. But then the episode ended, and I went to pee, and I took a few deep breaths, because I'm not going to go, just stay sad, just stay sad, I need to go pee, but think of dead puppies and cats being run over, and no, now I'm going to cry. If I think about that, I'm really going to cry. Donuts, people stole your donuts, I don't know. I'm not gonna do that until I get to the next episode so that I can stay sad and then cry. No. All the episodes that have ever made me cry was one episode. If it didn't get me in one episode, I'm gonna take a couple of deep breaths and I'm probably not gonna cry in the next one unless there's the same amount of build up and then something happens and, you know, okay. So, I didn't cry because of Soul, because of where the episode ended, and then it started somewhere else, and then I had already taken a couple of deep breaths, and the build-up then wasn't there. And then at the end, like, I couldn't really cry. Like, I didn't feel so sad throughout all of this, because there was so much hope for me. Like, when the whole ending of the last episode, 278, with Robin, you know, standing in front of the Straw Hats, I was overwhelmed by, like, happiness and love, because I knew that after everything she's been through, I'm so fucking glad that she's with Luffy, and Sanji, and Nami, and Usopp, and Zoro, and Chopper. Like, that's a way more overwhelming amount of hope and love and happiness that I feel, compared to, you know what I'm saying? So, if you can't cry when you have to pee, then that means you can't cry at all, right? I don't know. I don't know. People are always so surprised that you read their comments that they delete their comments always afterwards. Or change it. Yeah, people change their comments often. But anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so spoilers. Ow. What have I been spoiled on? Katie, we pay you to cry. What are you doing? Mira, you've seen me cry. Oh, wait. You have, right? You've watched further than me with Monogatari, I think. Okay, so, I don't know where these spoilers fit in. So please, if you're not caught up with One Piece, you might get spoiled. So be careful, okay? No crying. Unsubscribed. Hey, Angus, were you here earlier? Hanku and I think your hair looks awesome, by the way. Spoilers. Okay. The guy with the mustache, I was watching Vinland Saga. Oh my god, why am I talking in such an annoying voice? I was watching Vinland Saga and I read the comments and someone said like he dies, but not because in the Vinland Saga episode someone dies. So I don't know if he has the same voice actor or what. Maybe he has the same voice actor. And because he said Whitebeard is his name, right? So he said Whitebeard dies or something. So I think Whitebeard dies. The guy with the mustache. You don't have to watch Monogatari to see you cry. The dead dog video clip was enough. Oh, that happened. I cried and that freaking the dog died. Oh, I hate when animals die. Oh my goodness, yeah. If they show me an anime where animals... No, don't. Finished with work, so finally got a chance to pop in. Hello, Cayseron. I'm talking about things I haven't spoiled on One Piece. So that's one thing. I think, based on that spoiler, he's gonna die. 2. I know there's a skeleton in the crew. I've seen there's a picture it's the main picture of freaking One Piece on AniList. Like I've seen it so many times and it's really difficult not to see a freaking skeleton. I never saw, where is it? There's a skeleton right there. I never saw Frankie. I didn't know Frankie actually. Until people said so and pointed it out recently, and I talked about that. I didn't even expect Frankie to join the crew or whatever. So I never saw him because he's up there in the corner and I don't notice him. I saw the freaking skeleton though. So there's a skeleton and then I think that's pretty much probably the whole crew. I've seen that picture. Oh, you can't see it. Wait. Here. Okay, so as you can see, there's a picture there. I've seen that picture and I could not notice the skeleton. So that I know. I don't have a list because I try to forget it, but it's kind of impossible. Okay. Then I posted about this on my community tab. I think Luffy has another brother, but he doesn't look like them. But I think he has another brother. I saw a screenshot, something about brothers, so I think he has another brother. Rip Skeleton Kun, already been roasted by Katie. Roast? I said he was a standout character. He stands out. Then what else is there? Whitebeard. Oh, recently in a comment on One Piece, on a One Piece video, but an old One Piece video, the person said spoiler only to animation, and I just saw the middle part of the comment and the thumbnail. So I made the connection. Like I've asked you guys before, if you're gonna comment a spoiler, make spaces. Don't just comment like make spaces. So I have to click read more. Make it difficult for me to find. Like I have to go look for it. Don't just put it in the middle of the sentence. Like geesh. So anyway, it was something about like he was Roger's doctor, and the thumbnail had the Crocus. I forget his name. The flower guy that was in Laboon. So I know that he was Roger's doctor because of that comment, but I think that was maybe a theory. One of my, I think I probably made it 3 guesses. I actually think I tried to work it out and I said, no, that couldn't be. But it at least the thought came up for me, so I don't care about that one. So yeah, that's what I know at this point. Oh, I know that Luffy has a scar on his chest, which is why I thought when Crocodile fucking stabbed him through his chest, I thought that was when he got the scar. I know that Zoro has a scar over his eye. And yeah, that's everything. So I'm just waiting for the moments until I get the scars. But those are just visually, I know Nami has big boobs at some point. Her boobs get progressively bigger. I feel like they're currently bigger than they were at the start. But I mean, she's a growing girl. She's gonna get... I know now that someone said Vivi or Vivi's. I know that they, at some point down the line, they do see Vivi again. I think I know that. I'm not even sure how I think it was maybe a tweet or something, but I think they see her again. Or we as viewers maybe see what's going on in Arabasta again. I don't know, but I know that at some point Vivi is again in the story. I think. I'm not sure about these spoilers. I just think I've been spoiled on these things. That's everything though. Okay, is this video going up on YouTube? Yes. But it'll probably go up after the episodes of the 4 episodes 275 to 278. But maybe I'll turn off the comments just in case some people, or I just won't. I rarely read through the comments these days, to be honest. I'm too scared. Guys, do not confirm or deny anything regarding Nami's boobs. Cayseron. Okay, let me just make sure that this Makuhita... Okay, I don't want to know the Makuhita is not the shiny Makuhita. And the Meditite is not the shiny Meditite. Okay, we good. So, thank you guys for everyone who listened to me. The stream is... I wanted to keep it under an hour, but it's fine. 1 hour, 2 minutes, not too bad. I'm going to see who is here. We can either read the One Piece manga... Let me know what you guys want next. One Piece manga or Vinland Saga. 5 chapters of One Piece or 3 episodes of Vinland. I'm doing both though. It's just I'm asking which one should come first. Okay, so to everyone watching this back later on YouTube, thank you so much. Even if I say I'm not going to go through the spoilers, don't spoil. Make spaces if you want to talk about things or say something, but try your best at least. Don't. Just go on to a One Piece, tweet about it. Not tweet me. Go on to Discord and chat about it. I don't know. Talk about things somewhere other than my comment section. Because my comment section is my comment section. I would like to at least be able to heart a few comments, you know? So, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.